So Peter saw Jesus walking on the water, and he did something that nobody in that boat would do. He stepped over the side and he started to walk on the water toward Jesus. And all of a sudden, he looked at the waves and the storm around him. And the moment he took his eyes off of Jesus and focused on everything that could go wrong, exactly what it feels like to look at the waves and to worry about what could go wrong did go wrong. And I want to tell you that for myself, when I finally stopped worrying about the storm and the waves and everything that was crashing around me, and I just decided to jump in and do what Jesus was calling me to do, a lot of things in my life changed. Now, if you're interested in this topic and the content here on Seeking the Spirit, please subscribe, because it really helps to push the content out to more seekers. And it also will notify you on Tuesdays when I do go live. Also, I have the Heavenly Treasures weekly newsletter linked in the description here, which I send out every single week. And it's always more in-depth story about what's going on with this week's gospel. So we talk a little bit about it on Tuesdays on YouTube, and then I go deeper on Sundays when you get the newsletter. So please subscribe to that as well. So now let's jump in a little bit to this story and how it really affects you in your calling as well. So earlier this year, I felt God calling me to do something to spread the gospel. And it was a strong message that I should write, and specifically write a newsletter. And that I should also start this YouTube channel and use my words to write and speak about my faith. And up to that point, I had only been on an inner faith journey. I loved to be in groups where other people were facilitating and leading discussions about the faith, but I was not leading that sort of thing. And so what did I do? I looked at the waves and the storm. I said, I don't have a degree in ministry. I didn't study theology. I've been in sales for many years, and I'm not prepared to be any kind of a spiritual director, guide, or mentor. And I'm also a grandmother who's in my 70s with a background in business. So sharing the gospel doesn't come naturally to me. And I have no following. I have no production team. I have no real skill in tech. So all of those things were making me not want to go forward. How was I going to create this newsletter? How was I going to be able to do this YouTube channel on my own without a team or somebody behind me to do it? So those were the waves, and I think they're real. But we all know that in life, the storm is real. There's always something going on that will make whatever Jesus is calling us to do hard. But he's still there, standing on the water, calling us to come forward. And so what nobody tells you about this calling is that you are going to want to stay in the boat. You are going to want to do what feels safe. And that's reasonable. But there is also a cost to playing it safe. And that's going to show up in your inner being, in your soul, because your soul knows that God isn't done with you yet, that there's some bigger purpose that you're being called to in your life. We all are. And the question that you ask yourself every time a birthday rolls around, right? Like, and you're counting the years and you say, geez, have I created my legacy? Have I done everything I was supposed to do while I've been here on this earth? What projects and goals are still there for me to fulfill my purpose? And, I was reading something this week, doing some research that said that being, on purpose is actually the antidote to being lonely in life. And that doesn't surprise me at all, because I really do feel that I've talked to so many people who are retired, or their kids have left the nest and they are trying to find out, like, well, what's this next stage of my life going to look like? And they do feel lonely, even if they're in a relationship and have a lot of friends. There's just something missing for them. And, we all hope that we're going to have the energy and the health and the freedom to keep moving forward in our life. And we want our grandchildren and our people that come after us to not forget what we stood for, to know what we stood for. And maybe they will not always take our advice, and maybe they won't always remember what we told them to do, but they are going to know if you lived your faith. And so I think it's important that we all take that step and say yes and get out of the boat. So I did just that. I started writing Heavenly Treasures Weekly. I do it every Sunday morning. And I now have a growing community of people who want to deepen their faith. And that kind of prosperity that people are looking for is what I write about, right? This idea that we have to maintain our own health, our own well-being, our own purpose. We have to seek that deeper peace so that we can continue to serve God, as well as to find a reason to get up every day and to keep going, to fuel our soul. So every Tuesday, I record this video, and it does something to my heart. Like, it feels good to do it, even though I don't feel like I'm doing a great job, but I'm doing it. And I think that's what's important. If one soul is touched by what I say, then that matters to God. So I also have continued to work with the Functional Brain Health Institute, because I've learned that it's so important to maintain our health and our well-being, and our brain is at the center of that. And if we can maintain a healthy mind, if we can maintain health in our body, we're going to continue to be able to live out our lives and do something that is purposeful. So we want to stay sharp. We want to stay clear. We want to stay energized. And that's all part of being called. So, none of what I'm doing right now was my plan. It was all prompted by the one who walks on water and called me out to do this. It's just like Peter. Peter didn't walk on water because he thought he could perform a miracle. He didn't have a degree in theology. He was a fisherman. And it wasn't the perfect moment to step out of the boat either. There was a storm, and he didn't have certainty. He just asked Jesus. He said, "Command me to come if it is you." And that's a prayer we can all have. And that's a prayer that I had to have, right? You want me to write a newsletter? I don't know anything about how to set it up, how to get it all created. Haven't really ever considered myself a writer. And like Peter, he was not even sure if it was Jesus calling him at first, but Jesus said, "Come." So he got out of the boat. And I believe he's calling you also to something new and bigger, something that you may feel uncertain about right now because you don't have the credentials, or you don't feel that it's something that's in your comfort zone, or that you're good at, or that you've been trained for. And maybe you don't feel like it's the perfect moment, but it is an invitation, even when the waves are real and the storm is all around you. So the research that I was reading also said that retirement is just a redefinition of our life purpose. It's not an end to our usefulness in the world. There's still more work for us to do. And grandparents are increasingly viewed as evangelizers within their own families. And the greatest need among younger Christians right now, whether they're your children or nieces and nephews or relatives, is not for more training and more CCD programs. It's for people who are models, role models, and mentors in the faith. And that is you, and that is me. We are called to this, and we are ready for it. You know, if you're here, there's a reason. So, what is God asking you to do that you have been watching from inside the boat? What waves are keeping you from stepping out of the boat? And maybe this is the time for you to step beyond that fear of failure, the fear of looking foolish, of making a mistake, of maybe starting to sink a little bit as you're going forward. But maybe it is just not time for you to be in this comfort zone any longer. And you feel like you're going to be more alive when you actually start following Jesus and doing what he's asking you to do. So he's standing there and he's saying, come. Your legacy is not built in dramatic moments. It's built in the ordinary, faithful ones. Jesus isn't going to call you to do something that you are not capable of doing. Peter was capable. For you, it probably won't be a Sunday morning newsletter. It probably won't be a Tuesday YouTube video, but it might be a phone call. It might be a meal you bring to somebody. It might be a prayer you say for someone who will never even know that you said it. It's something on your heart. It may be something you're afraid to do or something that you've been putting off till the timing is right. Well, my advice to you is get out of the boat. Keep your eyes on Jesus and trust that when he sees that you're starting to sink, he's going to reach his hand out and you're going to be able to grab it. Look, I'm a grandmother in my 70s. I'm writing a newsletter. I'm recording a video. I'm attending daily mass and I'm praying for my family, saying the rosary every single day. And you know what? I don't always feel like it's working particularly well. I don't always feel that I'm qualified to be doing this. I do feel that sometimes I'm in a little too deep, but the waves aren't going to let up. The storm's going to keep coming, right? And the fact is, I haven't sunk yet. I actually have 27 issues written of the Heavenly Treasures newsletter. This is number 12 in the series of YouTube videos. And here I am standing here again on Tuesday, reaching out one more time. So I would love for you to continue walking this journey with me. I'm doing this in real time. I'm sharing week to week what's going on, how it's working, what isn't working for me. And I'm here to support you as you start taking those steps forward as well. So the best thing that you can do is subscribe here. This is how we build our community, and you'll get notified when I come live. And also sign up for the Heavenly Treasures Weekly to be delivered to you in your email on Sundays. And keep ascending, keep walking forward, keep answering the call from Jesus. And have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.